What's up, guys? It's your boy APFC. I'm going to talk about Layvin Kurzawa today. Apparently, in the next 48 hours, he is going to be an Arsenal player. This is the latest news in a few reports that have come out in the last maybe even hour I've read. Even from the last 2 to 4 hours, there's been a lot more reports saying that Arteta has given his blessing to signing Layvin Kurzawa on a 5-year deal. Could have got him for free in the summer, but due to our left back problems that we currently have, they thought, why not? Let's bring him in now. Let's have three left backs. Yeah, I don't know. I'm not too sure about this one, if I'm honest with you. Um, what I've seen of him, I think he's quite a decent player. Now, in my previous video, I talked about stopgaps, sort of signings, and band aid solutions, particularly with our defense. I don't necessarily think this is one. I think he is a better defensive left back than Kolasinac. I don't think he offers as much going forward, although there is some elements to his game that I will go through in a moment. But yeah, the problem is three left backs, and for me, Tierney has the potential to be one of the best left backs in the Premier League. You think that could be a premature call? Just go watch some of his highlights. Go watch him play at Celtic. The guy was class. Yeah, it's a different level, but I am very certain that he will hit the levels that we're all expecting. Because let's be real, there were a lot of other clubs monitoring him as well. But yeah, back to Kurzawa. So for me, when PSG are on a defensive, Kurzawa is more proactive, more alert when it comes to any threat that the defense is facing. This is what I noticed with Kolasinac, is that sometimes he is not alert in those defensive situations. Going forward, he can always make that forward run. When a long ball is being played through, which we've done a lot of lately from either Granit Xhaka or David Luiz. Kolasinac makes quite a forward sort of thinking run, and ultimately he's sort of right on the edge of the box on the left-hand side, putting in crosses, which, by the way, I don't think he is the greatest crosser of a ball either. And this is something that I think Kurzawa is better at Kolasinac than. I think he's better defensively, as I said, when the threat comes in. He's good at sniffing out danger better than Kolasinac is. It's just the going forward, because the way that Kolasinac can run at defenders with his strength, and he's quite quick for his size. You do not often see that many quick players that are at that size. So, yeah, I mean, I'm not sure how to feel about this one. One of the problems that I sort of have with it, though, is I assume that Kurzawa is on quite high wages at PSG now. From what I read, but I could be wrong, it's between 80 to 100,000. And what's one of our biggest problems been in the last few seasons in the transfer windows in regards to spending money and the players that we've signed? Wage bill. Wage bill is a massive, massive issue. We've got so many players, bang average players, on massive wages. And now, first of all, I'm not saying Kurzawa is a bang average player, but what I'm saying is that when you bring in Kurzawa, we've got three left backs that I think Kolasinac is close to 100k, or if not more, because we got him on a free transfer. I think Tierney is 50, 60 maybe, and then Kurzawa will be 80 to 100. If we look to get rid of Kolasinac, I'm thinking it's not the worst move. It's not. And I think I might upset a few Arsenal fans for saying this because of what he's offered the last few games. But as Arsenal fans can be, we tend to think in too much of the near past rather than further back than that. If that even makes any sense. Don't know where I was going with that. We tend to get overexcited. Now, Kolasinac, let's be real. He came in, first few months, pretty good, got injured, never really broke into the team under Wenger again for that season. Under Emery's season, I thought he was a problem, a big one actually. The way that he would just completely ignore his defensive responsibilities. This is why Monreal was starting a lot of games at one point. There was periods of the season last year where he was decent, but I never really came I never really came to the thought at the end of the game thinking, oh, Kolasinac he was great going forward and great defensive. No chance. Never. It was only going forward. He was never defensively. So it depends what Arteta is planning on doing. You're going to sell Kolasinac because if you are, I think it's a decent move. I think get Kolasinac off those wages. I think he's probably going to be on more than Kurzawa. And yeah, get him off and move him on. I think he's decent, but at the same time, I'd rather have Kurzawa and Tierney rather than Kolasinac and Tierney. But this is where I have the problem, is that is the left back the biggest issue right now? I'm going no. I'm not saying that Saka is good enough because I think he's been decent there filling in. But as we've seen with Maitland-Niles, it takes a player a lot of time to adjust to the role. No different for Saka. He's not just going to come in and play better than Kolasinac. No. Not going to play better than Tierney. No. Not going to happen. Doesn't have to happen like that for a young player. Maybe for more experienced players with more game awareness, game knowledge, perhaps, but not with a young player. Never going to happen. So, you can feel it in the meantime, though. And this is what I'm saying. He can feel it in the meantime. I don't think Kolasinac injury is going to be long term. He should be back soon enough. But for me, it's a weird way I'm looking at it as well, because for me, I think top four is a complete write-off. I think it's done. Obviously, we are still points-wise close to top four, but the position that we're in as a football club, we're pretty much starting from scratch. We're not established. United, I don't think, are a great side. Right now, they have a bit more continuity than we do right now because we've gone through 3 managers in a season. They have at least had Ole for 1, and they've had players that have been there for a longer period of time and maybe understand the club better. We've got quite a few new players, and we've got a manager that's never managed before. And he's sort of trying to not only understand his team and understand himself in some respects in regards to his management style. So I don't think we're going to be making the top 4, and that's the reason why. So I think in some ways I would rather not sign a left back and just keep Saka for the meantime until Kolasinac gets back or Tierney gets back, because Tierney is supposed to be back in the end of February. This is what also baffles me, is that you're basically if Kurzawa is for injury cover, you're going to sign him for a month and put him on a 5-year contract. Not the wisest idea, if that is what is happening. If it's a loan, different story, but from what I'm reading, it's going to be a 5-year deal. And apparently this was Emery's man that he wanted as a left back. Now, another one, a really weird one, is that I've heard that a few times with a couple of others players. I think apparently he wanted Thomas Partey, apparently he wanted Kurzawa, and there was one more that I can't actually think of right now. I can't think of it. But yeah, that's a couple of signings that they went against him for. So, sort of shows who's got control of the signings for me. It's not the manager, clearly not. So I don't know what I don't think Arteta is the one making those decisions. So I'm hoping that he does get backed if he needs a player. Because right now, we're getting backed, but I don't think left back is necessarily the right area to go in for. Got Tierney coming back, Saka to do the job for the meantime. And we have a big issue at centre back right now, and I think we needed another centre mid. So I'm not sure about this one, guys. Let me know in the thoughts in the comments section. Layvin Kurzawa looks set to be confirmed. As I sort of wanted to recap the video, he is much better defensively than Kolasinac. He seems to have a bit more awareness in defensive situations. And one thing I also remembered as well is that he also makes a very cutting through ball, which Kolasinac can't do. He just takes it down the wing. But that's basically to summarise. From my perspective, we've got a lot of left backs at the moment. Do we really need him? Let me know your thoughts in the comment section, guys. Look forward to speaking to you soon. I will be doing a video tomorrow of the review of the Chelsea-Arsenal game. Hopefully we can get a good result. Thanks, guys.